welcome to our 16th episode of Toonami Pre-Flight, if you're counting the MomoCon stream, which we are. And
Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy Sweet 16.
We should have gotten another cake, but we didn't think about it until literally 5 seconds ago. So what are you going to do? So today we are going to talk best teams. We're going to talk Samurai 7, which is, in fact, a very good team. Spoiler alert.
They were a good team.
We will have an episode of The Bloom Room. We're going to have a sneak peek of our new show that will be premiering on the 20th, Michiko and Hachin, which has been mispronounced and misspelled many, many times across our office thus far. So hopefully it'll all be correct today. And that's probably about it. So we can jump into Samurai 7 to start things off.
Yeah. So Samurai 7, we aired in 2012.
12, correct.
And over 13. It went over into 2013. It was from 2004.
I believe that's correct, from Gonzo.
And it is a remake of, or is a reimagining of the classic Akira Kurosawa film, The Seven Samurai.
I thought it both looked and sounded familiar when I was watching it.
Most of the characters all have the same names as their counterparts in the Akira Kurosawa movie. Most of the same characters in the show, spoiler alert, die, the same ones that die in the actual Kurosawa film. And the central plot is the same, in which a group of poor villagers is being abused by bandits who are demanding more and more of their rice every year, which is the main commodity they have as a village. So they decide to send some representatives from their town to the city to hire Ronin samurai, because a war has recently ended, so there are roaming, hungry samurai and bandits everywhere. So they decide to hire samurai who will work just for food to protect their town from the bandits. And that's the exact plot setup of the Kurosawa film, where the show stretches this out for 26 episodes and spends way more time in the city and exploring this world, which is sort of a steampunk reimagining of
it's sort of feudal Japan, but also steampunk future moments. So like there are spaceships and swordplay, which I don't think you can really go wrong with those two.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the show it's that the rich have access to spaceships and robots and stuff like that, and the bandits are often robots controlled by other rich people.
Sort of like Elysium and Seven Samurai come all together.
And the samurai are increasingly rare, and most of them have died off in the war, and the only people who can really stand up to this, the emperor, are samurai, and there are so few of them that they're basically roaming unchecked. And in fact, it turns out that the bandits kind of ended up working for the emperor.
Additional spoiler alerts. So we have a clip from Seven Samurai. This is from Seven Samurai. This is from the fourth
Samurai 7.
Samurai 7.
If we had a clip from Seven Samurai, this would be a different show entirely.
So we actually have two clips.
Arguably a better one. So let's show our clip from Samurai 7.
The fourth episode, and this is sort of setting up the gathering of additional samurai.
I am Shimada Kambe. May I have the honor of knowing your name? Kyuzo. I ask only because I know you are samurai. Challenge. Two swords, what an honor. Good luck. skills, that is. I am seeking skilled samurai for a difficult job. Care to join me in a new war?
Against the Nobu City, is that right?
If you already know, this can go quickly. Join me.
I'll pass.
What a shame!
That's like what happened when I hired Gil.
It's true. Jason decided that he could not, in fact, beat me, and I swore that I would join him so that no one else would kill him, and only I would be able to kill him in the end.
That's a different reading of than I had, but
Well, that's exactly what happens in
Okay.
that episode right there. So in the interest of not playing the entire episode, we cut out a little bit of the
dope
scene.
episode.
But that's Kyuzo and Kanbei's first meeting, and it's a couple episodes later on, spoiler alert, that they join forces, and Kyuzo helps the cause of the samurai in
Yeah.
exchange for promising to kill Kanbei later, but keeping him alive up until that point, which I think is a fair trade. I mean, what more could you really ask for?
I remember when this show came out, originally it was pretty heavily hyped. And it was very well received, at least the early episodes. And then in the middle, the show somewhat
Yeah.
sags a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously the beginning is Seven Samurai, where they're gathering
Yeah.
all the forces, and then there's a couple episodes in the middle before the final push for the fight, where they're still cool, but it's not as great as
Yeah.
these early episodes are.
It's just stretching a smaller idea out like Taffy, and sometimes they're successful with it, sometimes they aren't. And then at the end, they pull it back together, and the final assault that lasts 3 episodes on the village, they decide not only they repel the bandits halfway through the show, basically, which in the movie is the finale. They repel the bandits, and then they decide that the emperor and the government are actually the real enemy. So they draw them to their town and have one giant final battle with all of the samurai, in which several of them die. But I think as far as
Spoiler alert.
endings go, it's a very strong ending. Like, it definitely, you appreciate the show more after it's over, because you got to know all these characters, and not many anime have so many characters that you got to know die at the end, because they usually are trying to, like, they're usually thinking
Have
about
it be more positive.
yeah, well, they're just thinking about later on, like, what if I want to do another one of these? Like, you're not going to have a Naruto finale where half of
Right.
everybody dies.
But I think the sequel, 3 Samurai, is
The
Samurai 3 is coming
the
out
Samurai
soon.
3.
But when we launched this show in 2012, it was Etika 7 and Samurai 7 at the same night. So that was our Lucky Sevens promo. So we didn't have a standalone
Yeah.
Samurai 7 spot.
We didn't have time to make one,
Yeah.
because this was sort of we were given I don't remember exactly how it was chosen, but it was like, here's the list, we need 2 shows in 3 weeks.
Right.
And it was like, okay, Etika 7 and Samurai 7, let's do that. And then, they're premiering the same day. And
Hey, they both have 7 in the title.
we didn't get enough episodes to do a promo for either one individually, so we chose to do the Lucky 7 promo, which I don't think either of us were super happy with.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Wasn't amazing.
It was one of those, what are you going to do?
But we did make
what are you
a finale arc spot, which I think was just for the last 2 episodes. So if you have not seen the show and we have not ruined it enough for you thus far, this is really going to ruin it. So we'll check out the finale of Samurai 7.
In the beginning, each man had his reasons for joining. But no matter the motive, these 7 samurai became honor-bound to protect Kana Village.
The other samurai, they've come back!
Now, they not only fight for the farmers, they fight for themselves.
There's no time for pain now.
They fight for honor.
This is war. Get used to it.
And they fight for vengeance.
Now, which of us is going to take Ukyo's head?
The time of the samurai is ending, and not all will survive the battle.
It's not a matter of who dies, but who dies first.
But this fight will be long remembered. Witness the beginning of the end.
When samurai raise their swords, they don't hesitate to bring them down!
Samurai 7, tonight at 1:30. The way of the samurai is in death.
None of us should expect to live to see the sunset.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
It's a pretty bright, cheery message throughout.
I love it.
So yeah, that's Samurai 7. If you have not seen it, you should have watched it with us. And if you still did not see it, check it out.
Worth checking out. I think it's
great.
underrated, actually. I think it's underrated. I think some people were expecting more from it, but I think it's a nice, solid little...
It looks a little weird now because it was at the
height
right
of
at
the
the
CG
yeah,
combined
so
with
the
2D.
CG doesn't age super well, but the storytelling and the 2D looks
The
great.
characterization is
yeah,
great.
and I think it's really well done. So, Samurai 7, good team, good show, good job.
Good team.
So moving on to our question of the week for this week, which is which show has the best team? Grammar is not my speaking strong point. So this is not necessarily the best show, but the best team in each show, and we got into a little sort of internal debate of what makes a good team. And then we started just watching old team movies and then got sort of sidetracked. So I will do mine first, and I have sort of 3.5. The first two are for Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, which I'm doing as sort of one giant team because I don't want to be limited by
They're
the
both
Unlimited
leagues.
Justice Leagues.
Yeah, they're both leagues.
So we have our Toonami promo for Justice League when it ran back on the Cartoon Network days, and we can watch that and then talk a little bit more about Justice League.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Wait, he's very fast. Yeah.
The world's greatest team of heroes has finally come home.
Home sweet home.
Toonami presents Justice League, premiering Monday, June 2nd at 5.
Not so fast.
All them heroes is in the house.
Just watch.
Yeah, so I think Dennis wrote that spot, and that in-page could not be more confusing as to what time and date to turn in, where it's just a series of social security numbers. But Justice League, I think, I really like the show. This is obviously Bruce Timm exec produced in that DC animated universe world. It's got all of your favorite DC. If you're a DC person, I don't see how you wouldn't like this show. And I don't see how you could possibly say that it isn't a solid team when you have all of
The greatest superheroes.
all together for one single purpose, and that's to
But
make
are
DC
they
money.
But is their
Is
teamwork?
it a collection of individuals, or is
it truly a team?
I think it is. I think each sort of episode has whichever toy they're trying to push that week's character, try to get more help from each other. They're bonding together for a common goal. I think that it's very much a team, which is what we were talking, because originally I think you sort of go towards shows like DBZ where you feel like there may not be as much necessarily teamwork involved. So that's sort of where we were drawing our lines for team shows. But I think Justice League
Do you think they're a good team?
Yeah. They're an effective team.
They're an effective unit. They break things. I mean, they have a good leader and a good tactician.
Yeah, I think everybody's got their strengths, and I think all of those strengths help cover up whichever other person's weaknesses. Somebody's got the anti-kryptonite spray, and everything's pretty much square from there.
Anti-kryptonite spray. Well, what about Unlimited?
So Unlimited, we premiered in 06, I believe, and we also have the spot for that, so we can check out that promo, which I believe you wrote, if memory serves.
Yes, and I don't remember who edited it. I think Johnny did.
So yeah, odds are it was either Johnny or Sarah, so good job. So we can check out that spot and then talk a little bit more about it.
The original Justice League has become a memory.
I am resigning from the Justice League.
What's gonna happen to the league now?
We rebuild.
From the ashes of that great conflict, a new team has arisen. A much, much bigger team.
Each of you brings something different to the table.
Old friends, new heroes. And as usual, plenty of bad guys jumping up to get beat down.
Calm down, and I'll let you go.
How about you kiss my ass?
Watch out, evildoers. There's nowhere to run, because this year they're all around you. The League is unlimited. Toonami presents an all-new original series, starring every superhero worth cheering for, and then some. Justice League Unlimited. New episodes Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Now where am I exactly?
Among friends.
There's strength in numbers. Only Toonami.
And then
Yeah.
Superman chloroforms Green Arrow.
Yeah, I am still happy that I brought back the
The
Justice.
Super Friends.
The Super
sounds.
Friends. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
So yeah, I personally like Unlimited less than Justice League. That's just my own.
Why
personal-
for? Don't like Hawk and Dove. Hawk and Dove hater.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't like the question.
Yeah, I think-
Supergirl.
Yes, all of the above.
Exploring all these side heroes a little bit more.
And then I think it was the Batman that came on at the tail end of Unlimited, which they then couldn't have Batman and a couple of the other sort of main DC heroes because they thought it was going to be a confusing storyline or something, which
I don't
never made
remember.
any sense to me. So, and this was, I also believe, the last of the DC animated universe shows.
Well, I mean, until the more recent round.
Right? Yeah, like in the aughts.
Yeah. I liked Justice League and Unlimited. I don't think I liked one better than the other. I think
Coward.
I really don't think either of them is as good or anywhere near as good as Batman the Animated Series or Batman Beyond.
Right.
Or Superman the Animated Series. I actually think
So you think the teamwork aspect potentially is diminishing the greatness?
I think the original one, I kind of agree with you in that the original one had a little more focus on the core big name heroes, and I think they're just more inherently interesting. I do like the idea of a show that explores the lesser known heroes, but I just think at that time, they explored some heroes I just don't care about. But I actually was bummed when it was canceled. I thought they could have just gone on forever.
Yeah, I mean,
know
you
what
would think with a show called Unlimited, they wouldn't have limited themselves to 39 episodes.
Well,
But
that's Cartoon Network's decision, I guess.
sorry.
So
So that's Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Two solid shows, one slightly more solid than the other, but both excellent teams. The overall Justice League, I think, is a league of best teams.
pretty good team.
In the pantheon of best teams. So my next show for best team is Yu Yu Hakusho. And the clip that I have for this butts up with the clip that we played before for Yu Yu Hakusho talking about best show. So this is just trying to exhaust that episode entirely and then also probably
the
not
only
talking
one on
about
YouTube.
Yu Yu again until we talk about Yu Yu entirely.
Gotcha.
So let's check out this clip from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Stay back, guys. I'm the one he wants.
Just stop and think, Kuwabara. It's no time for your showmanship. Face Toguro alone now and you'll die before this minute is through. Huh?
Hey, Koenma. You risked your life on Urameshi's fight, and now I'm gonna do the same. So make a place for me, and make sure my wake is as good as his.
Kuwabara,
There's no stopping him. And if I'm gonna go now, I'm gonna go charging at full speed! A mulberry is a tree, Kuwabara is a man, and I'll prove it. We all have to die when our time comes, but if we do our duty, we don't got regrets. So taste a little piece of my sword, Tagoro. Kuwabara, Okay, Urameshi. It's all you. I did what I could. Now beat him for all of us. Make my death count. Okay.
So yeah, get your heart torn out for the team.
That's real teamwork.
So I mean, the furthering of that episode is obviously that's what spawns the fight, and they're ultimately able to win. And Kuwabara's not actually dead, which is a scene that we showed before. So faithful watchers, that was not a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I think that show is a good ensemble of team or individuals making up a team. There's some hinky voice work in a couple of the episodes, like in that where it's just sort of the efforts and reactions are. But I mean, obviously that's a great show, and I think is exemplifies
they're a
the
great
team entirely.
They truly support each other.
So there you go, number
Unlike
2.
Us.
One of us is going to continue on talking about. So my last best team is G.I. Joe, and we'll
Joe!
So, I mean, we pretty much would just end there because I don't think anybody could really argue that G.I. Joe is not a good team. But we will show our promo for the Midnight Run G.I. Joe premiere first, and then we'll talk about a little bit more about G.I. Joe.
Oh, man, check out that thing, man.
What do you want to do with it?
Let's launch over it.
Who wants a body massage?
What did he just say to us?
Hello, Mr. Body Massage Machine. Gone.
What the hell?
Body massage.
G.I. Joe!
That didn't look like our promo.
So, in fact, that was not our promo, but those are hilarious, and I really wish that there was a way that those rights could be cleared and you could make that into
a show. Those G.I. Joe things should
literally
totally be a
never
show.
stops not being funny. But here is the actual promo that we ran for Midnight Run G.I. Joe launch.
Attention, nations of the world.
An evil force is tearing our country apart.
Face a new dark age.
Their name is Cobra.
Hit the deck! It's Cobra!
The only soldiers for the job are a team of real American heroes.
Let's take them!
G.I. Joe. Tonight at 12:30.
Yes!
Only Toonami.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
Now we know, and knowing is half the battle. Yeah,
So-
we got that just out of the blue. Somebody told us, "Hey, we have the rights to G.I. Joe. Do you want to show it?" And Sean and I were like, "Yeah, it's G.I. Joe." I grew up with that cartoon, and
Yeah, totally. And the toys and everything else.
It's not really a good cartoon, but it's a fun cartoon, and
It's a damn good toy commercial.
Yeah, we couldn't miss an opportunity to show it.
Yeah, and America's Best Team, I think, would clearly be included in the overall show's best team. So, nice job, G.I. Joe. So those are my shows with the best teams. Jason DeMarco, would you like to take over your
Sure. I think you had
shows?
excellent choices.
Oh, thank you.
And in thinking about the best team, I too thought about some of my favorite shows and tried not to pick sort of the ones that everybody would come to think of. For that reason, we did not pick the Z Fighters from Dragon Ball Z because they are a good team, but they're also sort of just all...
They're more of a good carpool.
They're like, they're all sort of Gohan and Goku's...
Everybody
like,
goes
and
to the
Vegeta-
fight together,
Yeah.
but I don't know that everybody's really
It's a lot of
lending the best
It's a lot
efforts.
of waiting for Goku to get there. So my first choice is actually a younger team, but also a DC team, the Teen Titans, or as it is often misspelled, Teen Titans online. I'm referring not to Teen Titans Go, which airs currently on Cartoon Network, although they are the same team and an equally good team. I'm referring to the Teen Titans series that ran about 10 years ago now. Can't believe it's that long ago. On Cartoon Network for 4 seasons, I believe, or maybe it was 5. But
5 feels right. But
it ran longer than it was originally planned because it was so popular, and then it ended with the Teen Titans in Tokyo movie. Glenn Murakami produced that show. I always thought it was terrific. I was actually bummed when it was canceled, and it was sort of canceled at the height of its popularity, and I don't know the ultimate reason why.
Because we hate success.
But I really like the Teen Titans as portrayed in this cartoon, which ended up becoming a sort of defining Teen Titans thing. It had been a comic for years, but post this cartoon, the comic has more reflected some of the changes that they made in the show. But what I like about this show is it explores, it's a younger skewing show, and then as it went on, it explored some more mature themes, but it's a lot about how, it truly is about how they are all sort of misfits on their own, but together they make a much stronger unit, and supporting each other, they're able to do far more than they would be able to as individuals. It's like, that's actually the point of the entire show. So I'm just going to show one quick clip from a Teen Titans episode that just sort of shows how they support each other even when they're sort of down and out.
No way, Cyborg! I won't let you quit! Come on, push! I can't! Yes, you can! No! I cannot!
I give you a 9 for the dive, but a 2 for the landing.
So yeah, it was a quick clip because basically Cyborg can't do it. The members of the team are Robin, Cyborg, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy, and Cyborg doesn't ultimately do what they're trying to get him to do in that scene, and he gets mad at him. But I just wanted to show one example of how they support each other on that team. I thought that was a great show, had a lot of comedy, had a lot of action, and ultimately was an entire show that was about teamwork. So for me, that the Teen Titans leaped to my mind. Then my second team I'm going to talk about is the Straw Hat crew from One Piece. One Piece is another show in which all of the individuals, and I think for me the best team shows are when, you know, together they're able to do way more than they would be able to as individuals, which is why Justice League doesn't, to me, they're a great team, but not quite as much of a good team as someone like the Titans or the Straw Hat Pirates, because those guys are better together as teams than they are as individuals, whereas Superman's kind of like, yo, I'm Superman. I can either throw more dudes at you, but I probably don't need to because I'm Superman.
Somebody's got to cut up the orange slices after the game and wash the car for the road trip. So I mean,
yeah, somebody's got to be the ball boy. Like, Superman is Superman. You know, when you put him in any team, he kind of, that's the team. But so, you know, there are many episodes in many ways. I mean, the entire series of One Piece is largely about the crew coming together and supporting each other. Many of the arcs are about one or two characters going through something and everyone being there for them. So we're just going to show one clip that's sort of just one of many examples.
Luffy, それにみんな、ありがとう。はい。
気にすんな。
なくだらねえこと言うのはここを逃げ切ってからにしろよ。
くだらねえぞなんじゃまるも
なんじゃお前も
うるせえここで死んだらもっともかっぺんだ謝る俺ロリちゃんに
いい加減にしろ。おいチョッパー、お前動けるのか。
本当だ、俺動いてる。動けるようになったんだ。そうだ、早くロビンに謝れ。
Give up? No!
I think I prefer the dub version.
Yeah, we couldn't find a good scene dubbed in time to do this, so we had to show the sub scene. Sorry about that. And then my final choice for best teams is another Cartoon Network show, the Powerpuff Girls, which recently just was announced that they are coming back. And I'm very happy about that because I've always loved the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network's original sort of hit show was one of the first shows that put Cartoon Network on the map. Ran for a number of years.
Had a feature movie.
Created by Craig McCracken and Gendy Tartakovsky, who each went on to greatness. I think Powerpuff is a great... And weren't they originally called the Kick-Ass Girls or the... their original name was something, the Beat-Ass Girls or something. It was something really funny. But anyway, the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup represent kind of three archetypes of people. So Blossom is like the team leader, sort of the more straight-laced. Buttercup is the like crab, sort of antisocial, and Bubbles is the sweet one. And that is those are archetypes that have worked for every show in human history. But I think that throughout the Powerpuff Girls, the three girls are always supporting each other and helping each other, and truly are a team. They almost never defeat anyone unless they team together. And it's the theme
form the giant robot of Powerpuff Girls.
And it's the theme of many episodes, is empowerment and teamwork and like a lot of positive messages. I always loved it. I love the animation. I love the humor.
Yeah.
So we got to show Powerpuff Girls on the midnight run for a good period of time.
Kids love it.
And when we did, I reached out to, I can't remember the gentleman's name, and I'm really bummed, but he did the Smuckers commercials from when I was a child, and he has a very particular voice. He's now passed away, but I was able to work with him to do this Powerpuff promo because just in my mind, I saw him being the perfect sort of fatherly voice for the Powerpuff Girls. So this is our Midnight Run Powerpuff Girls promo featuring the voice of a man whose name I should remember, but don't.
Sugar, spice, everything nice. Saturday nights, Toonami gets a little sweeter.
Why do they always want to do it the hard way? Let's get down.
The Powerpuff Girls, part of Toonami, the Midnight Run. Every Saturday night at 12:30. Don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it. So that's Gil pulled the name. It's Mason Adams, who's a well-known character actor, was in many different TV shows and films, and did a lot of voiceover. And when I was a child, he did the voiceover for Smuckers ads where I grew up. So for me,
with a name like Smuckers,
yeah, it's got to be good. But so I just always thought I could not wait to get him to get in the booth and have him say, "Don't sleep on it." And he did not understand why I was asking him to do it or why it amused me so much, but he was very game.
And that's how you know Mason Adams was a pro.
Yeah, he laughed. He was like, "Whatever makes you happy." Like, he just was like, "You crazy kids." So that's our history with Powerpuff Girls, who I think are one of the best teams. And that wraps up my selections.
And our selections as a team. So we thought...
We have a teamwork promo.
Let's just
all right, well, introduce it.
That's what I was doing before you come in. So back when in the probably late 90s?
This is like 98.
98-ish. This is the Moltar era of Toonami. So this was a teamwork spot that you wrote, yes? I wrote? One of us wrote.
I think Cahill, actually, Michael Cahill, who now does Adult Swim Bumps, used to be an editor for Toonami, and he started pulling together clips, and he had some clips together that sort of fit a theme. And Sean and I talked about it and decided, why don't we do a teamwork and a villains one, because we had enough clips to do both. And I don't remember who wrote either one of them.
Right.
But I remember it was more Cahill pulling the clips and Sean thinking, well, let's do something with these. It was not my idea or your idea, but I don't know who ended up writing them.
Yeah, but this is that teamwork spot, which we thought would be a fun way to end our teamwork conversation.
I get lonely sitting here watching the world go by. It'd be nice to have somebody to talk to.
Wonder Woman calling Super Friends.
A friend, a patriot, a teammate.
I think it's best to team up.
I say we go for it.
Yes!
Show me a superhero worth their salt.
Hang on, guys. I'm gonna save you no matter what it takes.
And I'll show you a support network of friends standing behind them.
United, we're invincible!
Good going, Johnny.
Whether it's the Sailor Scouts or the Super Friends or the Dragon Ball heroes.
What a team!
Everybody needs a helping hand.
Hang on.
Even the bad guys know a thing or two about teamwork. We all get by with a little help from our friends.
And we can all be super friends.
Yeah, 98. And we can all be super friends.
Yeah.
So that's our look at shows and teams and the bests of. So we asked you to give us your favorite ones so we can check out the Adult Swim Facebook list first.
Good selections.
Team Urameshi, yes. Team Bebop, yes. Team Daigaran, yes. Team Venture, yes. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Why would it not be Team Aqua Teen Hunger Force? But anyway, I think
Team Hunger Force.
That's the lost season of Aqua Teen that's coming back after the finale.
Yeah, I think Team Venture is a funny choice, but they're not a very effective team. They are awesome though.
Right.
They're a pretty crappy team though.
Yeah, they
actually get in each other's way.
When they succeed, they succeed in spite of each other.
Yeah, they sort of get in each
other.
other's way more than help each other. But I still love Venture
it's great.
Brothers.
Great show, amusing answer, acceptable Adult Swim Facebook. So we also asked on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/Toonami, for your favorite teams, and the Toonami favorites are the Z Fighters, which we agree with. Somewhat of a
I think it's a great choice. We
but
just can't talk about Dragon Ball Z and Bebop every episode.
We shouldn't, but somehow we still managed to. Team Daigaran, Bebop Crew, Straw Hat Pirates, and the Outlaw Star Crew. Yeah, so
I think those are all solid.
A very special episode of Pre-Flight where both Adult Swim Facebook and Toonami Facebook were
kind of
almost
aligned.
10 for 10 on acceptable answers with slight variations there. So well done. Overall Facebook teams and your views of teams. So now we will transition to our sneak peek, which will run this coming Saturday night in Toonami. This is a promo for our upcoming show, Michiko and Hachin. This is the spot that we premiered at MomoCon. So if you've already seen it and say this isn't a sneak peek, then you just got an extra sneak peek.
We premiered a short version at MomoCon. This is actually
so this is the full 90
spot. Yeah.
So hopefully you will enjoy that spot for Michiko and Hachin, which premieres next Saturday, the 20th at 1 a.m.
Sunny, up at 6 today. First one up. My name is Hana. And this is how my days usually start.
Hana, we do not raise our children to cover up their failures.
Heads up! We just don't need you here, and no one cares about you anyway. Someone from down that road is going to come for me. Yeah, that'll never happen.
Come on, Hana. Are you gonna sit there all day?
Authorities have identified the woman who broke out of the high-security and purportedly escape-proof Diamandra Special Penitentiary early yesterday morning. Melandro should be considered armed and extremely dangerous.
Hello, mother. Hello, daughter. Hello, mayhem.
500 for each one of those tracks! You shoot them on sight!
Nothing to worry about, kid.
Michiko and Hachin, premiering next Saturday night at 1.
Hold on tight.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Yeah, so entirely sneak peek. So if you looked away, you messed up. So that is premiering on the 20th at 1 a.m. and Sword Art Online Season 2 is shifting down to 1:30 a.m. Not going anywhere. Not going away. I guess it is going somewhere, but it's not going away.
It's half an hour later.
So hopefully you enjoy that and enjoy that show coming on the 20th. And now we will show another episode of The Bloom Room. Steve takes a trip to... Well, I guess there's no way to not ruin.
It's a weird one.
So
it involves a con and some animals.
Yeah, so
it's a strange one.
To the home of Tommy Boy, Sandusky, Ohio, for some very adventuresome adventures on this week's episode of The Bloom Room.
Hey guys, this week I went to Colossal Con in Sandusky, Ohio. Here's how it went. Hi Toonami, I'm here with my buddy Sharon. Say hi, Sharon.
Hello.
And we're at the African Wildlife Safari, and we're surrounded by some new friends. This is what I do in my spare time. Hi. Hello. How to be assaulted by a buffalo.
I'm feeding a camel.
So now we feed the giraffes. I'm here with a few of my friends. Say hello, guys. At Colossal Con in Sandusky, Ohio. Is that where we are? Yes. And just because we have the time, we're going to do one live question and a panel just so you can see what that looks like.
So how does it feel knowing that Tom has been an influence on almost every single person in this room?
It's a big question and very humbling. It's truly humbling, honestly, because when we were recording the original interstitials for Toonami back in the day, I had no idea that this was touching anybody. I mean, the guys at Cartoon Network did, obviously. They knew what their audience was, but I didn't know. I'm just a dumb voice actor. So all these years later to come to the conventions and to hear these stories like we've shared today, like I said, have changed me on a cellular level. I think it's made me a better person. It's made me a more empathetic person. And it's made me feel closer to you guys. I feel like I'm part of this worldwide community of anime. Even though I don't watch it like you guys, and I don't know as much as you guys do, we're all one big happy family, where whether we've been bullied, whether we've been through hard times, we can all be here and support each other, dress however we want, look however we want, say whatever we want, and there's no judgment. And I think that's the biggest gift that Toonami has given all of us. So thank you guys for being part of it, and thank you for bringing Toonami back. So give yourselves a big round of applause. 1, 2, 3.
So thank you very much, Steve, and the Colossal Connors of Sandusky, Ohio, for your kind words and excellent message. And speaking of cons...
So we have a little announcement.
Yeah,
it's twofold. So one, we will be doing a live episode of Toonami Pre-Flight from this year's San Diego Comic-Con on that Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m.
Pacific time. So that will be live broadcast at the Adult Swim Meat Wad tent. And then the special thing about this broadcast is, in addition to it being long and sort of supersized, and we'll have some other special stuff for you, we are doing a little idea that Gil came up with, and I'm still kind of mad at him about it, so I'll let him talk about it. So we thought it would be fun to have fans write in to say who they feel like Jason and I should cosplay as for this episode of Toonami Pre-Flight that's coming from San Diego Comic-Con. So we're going to put a post up on our Facebook page on facebook.com/Toonami, and you guys can just reply to that page on who you think we can be, and that can be individual people, we can be a team.
Just suggest who you think we should cosplay as, either one of us or both of us.
And we're going to look and see and pick our favorite of your favorite suggestions, but we definitely want it to be fans' suggestions, but don't feel like you're going to trick us into wearing something that we don't want to wear because it's still our show.
But it is called Make Us Look Stupid.
So make us look stupid or make us look
awesome,
handsome, and adventurous.
You don't have to make us look stupid. But so we're gonna do the whole broadcast in cosplay as characters that you guys have suggested. So we'll put that post up very soon. Just go to facebook.com/Toonami, or you can send, if for whatever reason you would rather, you can send us suggestions at toonami.tumblr.com. We're going to look at those suggestions, and next week's broadcast we will announce who we're going to be dressing as.
So
just so you know, I've never cosplayed.
Nor have I.
Ever. And I don't usually dress up for Halloween, so this is a big stretch for me, and I'm scared of what's going to happen.
Yeah, as well you should be. So hopefully everyone will
Great idea.
Take it easy on us.
Oh, everyone's going to take it easy on us. Sure.
Should be the internet known for gentleness and inclusion. Should
Random
be totally
internet
fun.
comments definitely known for taking it easy on people.
But hopefully you enjoyed another episode of Toonami Pre-Flight, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.